oftentimes we associate the word aliens negatively, whether it be illegal immigrants or from Hollywood movies where they come and destroy Earth with unnecessary explosion and shaky cam. But when I talk about aliens, I don't mean just simply any kind of aliens. I'm talking about advanced, intelligent extraterrestrials, meaning they have culture, language, mathematics, science, and so forth that makes us intelligent from other animals here. But before we move forward, the ancient astronaut theory has been known to clash and be very discomforting towards different religious beliefs. But that is not my main goal here today. I am here to persuade you guys to be open-minded to the thought of other advanced intelligent life other than ourselves. So without further ado, let us begin our journey. So the ancient astronaut theory consists of two premises. One, physical specimens such as the Eastern Island and the Stonehenge, which is large megalithic structures. And two, cultural text, whether it be wall painting or religious text, or if they do not have, or a specific culture does not have language or a written type of language, their stories, mythology. In 1968, Erich von Däniken published his controversial book, Chariot with the Gods. Now this book was first to shed light to unanswered archaeological questions, and we will begin with the most recognized, made by the ancient Egyptians, the Pyramids of Giza. Now the Pyramids of Giza was built 2,325 AD. It consists of 2.3 million blocks, and each block weighs on average of 2.5 tons. Now it was made by the King Khufu, and the largest mystery of the Pyramids of Giza is the Central Pyramid, the Pyramid of Khufu. The purpose of this interior design, or the purpose of the pyramid, cannot be found or explained so easily. It is traditional to house the dead body of a pharaoh inside the pyramid. It is also traditional to find hieroglyphs of the purpose of the pyramid. We do not find any of that in the Central Pyramid. Now, National Geographic Egyptologist Zehi Hawass sent a robot with camera into the shafts, which is on the side here that lead to the exterior of the building, of the structure. And it was broadcasted live. During the search or the broadcast, we find that in the central shafts, they found limestone blocks with copper handles. They hypothesized that these limestones were used to clean out these shafts. And so the idea and the discovery drew many scientists, historians, archaeologists to the site. One of them is Christopher Dunn, author and mechanist. He traveled to Egypt and noticed that the Queen's Chamber, which is the lower chamber right here, was layered with a coat of salt. Now he hypothesized that the reason why the limestone was there was to clean out the shafts, because they fed on the shafts on these shafts diluted hydrochloric acid and hydrated zinc. And once combined in the Queen's Chamber, the gas will travel up the grand gallery and into the king's shaft, where the shafts would shoot out the energy. Hydrogen is a very powerful and reusable energy. It creates heat, light, and electricity, making it a valuable resource. And we see that the shafts also point to the stars of the belt stars of Orion and Sirius. These shafts also point to the stars, a specific constellation, but I will not be talking about them. I will be focusing on mostly Orion's belt and Sirius. And so we see that they intricately designed their pyramids to align with the stars, but also the pyramids of Giza are also built to reflect Orion's belt. And so we move on to the mythology to answer the question, why did they build such structures to align with the universe and the stars. So Robert Brevall, who's an author, lecturer, and ancient researcher, explains the mythology of ancient Egypt. Now, it is believed in their mythology that Osiris and Isis, who are gods and deities, came from the star Sirius, and many of their other deities also are thought to believe to come from Orion's belt. And so they respected the stars and presented them reverently. Now, one of the reasons why Orion's belt is so important that we know of today is because it has an abundance of dust, hydrogen gas, and oxygen. Those are the three main ingredients in order to create new stars. As we speak, new stars are continually being created today, now, and some of the oldest stars can be found in the Orion's belt. And so we see this connection of these ancient Egyptians who are very well connected to the stars. We also find a connection halfway around the world with the ancient Mayans. They also built their three pyramids in the Great Pyramids of Teotihuacan in reflection of the constellation of Orion's belt. Also, the central pyramids also share the same base. How is it that two cultures from around the world, from two different places of the world, share similar mythology, similar structures? We move on to Ollantaytambo, which is located in Peru in the Andes Mountain. It is believed to have been built in 1440 AD. Now mainstream historians believe that this city was built on top of an even older city, which is Pacha, which dates to be 12,000 years older than the current city that sits there. In Pacha mythology, they believe that the gods came from the stars, and they made humans, and then they came down with a golden wedge and helped them move their stone. Now, if you look at the picture next to this on the presentation, those are 6 stone megalithic blocks, each weighing 50 plus tons. Now, how is that possible to move 50 plus tons on a mountain, especially if it's made out of andesite? Now, andesite is one of the hardest materials or the hardest rock you can find that's not made out of the mountain. Mountains are made out of granite. Now, in order to get granite, in order to get andesite is on a mole scale hardness of 7. Diamond is 10. In order to cut a mineral or andesite, you need something stronger. Iron is on a scale of 5, and copper is on a scale of 3. The only way to cut andesite is diamond. But if the Pacha people were 12,000 years older than 1440 AD, that makes them Stone Age people. They did not have diamond, nor did they have diamond tools. So how is it that if we look at this structure, you see clear-cut 90-degree angle on this cliff of andesite? Now, andesite is not found in the Andes Mountain. You would have to travel further down, closer to ground. So how is it that these primitive people had the tools to cut such a hard material without the resource of diamond, something stronger than andesite? Move on to the next. Stephen Hurt, co-owner of Stone Valley Minerals, explains the process of moving 50 plus tons today, in modern day. It consists of the following. We would need a special machine transport unit consisting of the following. And in order to move those blocks up the mountain, you would have to change the surface of the mountain. Just like in the picture where you see they changed it to create road in order to move the stones. But that is not possible for these Stone Age people. We do not see any roads. We do not know how they move it up there, other than their mythology of their gods coming down and helping them move with the golden wedge. And we move on to the second premise of ancient cultural texts or references. In northern Africa, by the tribe of the Dogon, which is found in northern Mali, they worship the star Sirius, which is more than 5 trillion miles away from Earth. But they also, every 50 years, the Dogon tribe would celebrate, just like how we would celebrate the New Year's or whatnot. They would celebrate the emergence of a dark companion from the far side of Sirius. In 1862, American telescope maker and astronomer Alvin Graham Clark discovered Sirius B with a telescope. And the dark companion was now discovered and confirmed to be true. The dark companion was Sirius B. In this picture you see the star Sirius, and then you see Sirius B. It is impossible to see with the naked eye. You would need a telescope. But how is it that this Dogon tribe knew about this star that was not visible to the human eye? They believed that their gods, in the Dogon mythology, they believed their gods came from Sirius B. And these creatures came down, and they taught them knowledge, and they were fish-like creatures. Now we question, how did our ancestors know of such knowledge far beyond their time? Are mythologies simply stories, or do they hold truth? Why did they build these structures to align with the stars and the universe and their gods? The clues that I presented today lead to yes, we have been visited by advanced, intelligent extraterrestrials in our human distant past. Now we live in the 21st century where we can genetically modify our kids. We cure diseases that were thought to be impossible. We have an abundance of food all year round. This is our time. This is our time to reach out to them as they have reached out to us. Thank you.